Welcome to another special. It is Monday. We're gonna put the backpack on and we're gonna go every time to the mountain from my place. From right here from NDG, Notre Dame de Grace, in these new boots. Gonna put my backpack on properly. It is about 22 pounds, not more. And you know where we're gonna go, you know the drill. Overtime every time with the dragon. Today, first and foremost, as always, gonna say my gratitude. As I rock and roll for the butchers, bakers, nurses, farmers, doctors, grocery store clerks, turn my head left and right. Before I crossed the street, it was a bit raining, so I might have to interrupt if it's gonna start raining again. Gotta salute those who picked up the recycling today. Recycling services, we're gonna pick up the garbage after 5 p.m. and all public services. Today we go marching for those financially struggling in those. My son the Pope is shining now, the King rises, and we might have to put a stop if it's to the video, if it's of course gonna start pouring, because it's my work tool as I go on these wearing special rain pants, rose truly red scarf, and gotta give an anonymous shout out to my anonymous sister friend, greatest woman I know, and still put on the table power of attorney to offer willingly loving power of attorney to my anonymous sister friend, and offer on the contract marriage proposal to be married officially 7 years from now, perhaps 42 months from now. Today is the 18th of March 2020, and of course Putin's got a victory, but what a victory. They said it's what, 87.7%, so close to 88%. You could have made it less obvious, but anyways, that's another topic. If I go into that topic of divergence, geopolitics, you know, I study the news. And I've been studying because I'm an ASPE geopolitical analyst and theorist, and I go rock and roll march to the mountain, and it is of course gratitude 24/7 as I go rock and roll. Independent ASPE, got at Asperger's, ASPE AA, parallel to AA. ASPE with amnesia, retrograde amnesia, but sun shining sunsets. Today we march for those financially struggling, those who made less than 44,000 2023, myself included, made way less last year, but I'm rich. Kisses got by the trillions. I'm laying the foundations for the first kingdom empire, first and foremost, with trillions of kisses and rock and roll, wooded push-ups, marching steps, and lots of cleaning. I cleaned, scrubbed myself, did laundry. Gotta say I'm grateful, thankful for the laundry machine and the washer and the dryer. And you know, I used to do laundry in different places and used to pay for it, so now thanks to my anonymous sister friend, I got the laundry machine, and got the water, and got the dryer and the washer, got the washer and the dryer, built by brains and via brains and muscle. And it takes brains and muscle to build and maintain civilization, and sometimes it takes a little bit of that old school, you know, that old school with a new school. And that's why we gotta go march, of course, to the mountain. And so I am hoping for more sun. So, you know, I love the sun, but I don't mind me a storm, lightning storms. And it's always today my fitness journey starts. I always say that my fitness journey starts today, and gotta give a shout out, of course, to the construction workers. It's they that build the buildings right here, so I'm a fan, of course. When I see big construction workers with the wood, putting up the plywood, putting up the steel, putting up the metal, everything that they do, you know, it's gonna be another building built. So I'm of course a fan of everything that's being done here over the construction workers, and putting that steel, putting that steel and that metal, and getting up to build more buildings. And I rock and roll for the construction workers. And of course I like the smell of that fresh cut wood. So got a lot of work here in North America, but you know, I'm a fan of construction workers, and I rock and roll for them. I'm a rock and roll philosopher, artist, athlete. Financially struggling myself, you know, 10,500 in debt, but grateful, thankful, you know, that my rent's paid, electricity bill's paid. For the month of March, paid my rent, paid my electricity bill, paid my rent and my electricity bill. So got that good for March. For the rent is paid for the month of March, paid it. My rent is paid, electricity bill's paid, and I got food, you know. Got food at home, and always happy to see the youth. Give me a little wink, a little smile. for the youth always. And if the youth are happy, I'm happy. And the youth, gotta check it for the youth, and for security and safety, stay to the right side. And of course my liberty and my security It's got to always be balanced and in check, in harmony and equilibrium with my fellow other citizens, with my individual nature. You know, my individual nature. Got that androgynous rainbow dragon. I'm a rainbow dragon, get that rainbow dragon, but I like my red, and you know, I got that rock and roll type of philosophy, and I have aggression, my brothers and sisters. I do have it, but I channel it, you know. I channel it and sublimate it. That's why we got sports. We got sports, fitness, so that we channel the aggression, because you know, I live a simple, austere, severe 21st century rainbow Spartan lifestyle. However, rainbow, but you know, I like my wafers. You know, I like my chocolate wafers and hazelnut wafers and strawberry wafers. You know, vanilla so-so, but strawberry, chocolate, and hazelnut wafers. And I'm always happy when I get some sugar and sweets. I'm not an ascetic. I'm a universal spiritual teaching student. So here I stay on the right. So when I stay on the right, just like driving, because I got added responsibilities, duties, and obligations. You know, not to impede fellow citizens' progress and activities. The best of my behavior, best of my joy, and gotta slide it on that. You know, so when I see children joyous, happy, I'm happy. It brings me added joy, and it's, I always say, you know, when I see the crows that are legions, pledge your allegiance, crows cheering on, the only dragon, only my only fans, as the sun now shines and now suns, and gotta, of course, get it for that Canadian Armed Forces. You know, if you're gonna put on, of course, a uniform, is first and foremost, you gotta get to change some of those diapers, you know, read children's books, because what are you fighting for putting the uniforms on? Hey, Mr. Brother Bill Blair, Minister of National Defense, as far as this 40 million coast to coast, and you know, that we're gonna put a uniform on, and I got my proposition and call for all to support my vision, and based on my philosophies, the formation, creation of two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions, the Dragon Army, North American Citizen Integrated Security and Defense Force, and with that, Dancing Goddess Army for the environment, you know, based on the public-private partnership. When I say I'm laying the foundations of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, first and foremost, with 718 trillions of kisses credited from the Forgotten Goddess, well, that's what I mean, that it's a call for a public and a private partnership. And of course, the crows cheer me on right there, and they cheer me on, that crow, and say, go dragon, go to the mountain. And on my fitness journey always begins today. Since I died of COVID, gotta get that helicopters. So I want to get me some of that public-private partnership, North American Integrated 300 choppers, 300. Brand new, made it, making a little bit of eco, give me 300 black and red with a little bit of green on it, star dragon on it, 7-pointed star, get that non-sectarian Thelemite, blah, 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 blah. Gotta get security and service, houses being built, blah, 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 blah. Houses being built, blah, 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 blah. Gotta get that security and service, you know, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes you just gotta start your fitness journey, and I have been and will continue to call for the mass financing of citizens to be incentivized to work out, train, exercise, as of course it has been, is, and will be my medicine and therapy of choice. And I have been calling for the incentivization, blah, 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 of citizens to be financed. And I go to my personal story, you know, I got that amnesia, so I remember just a few years ago living in a moldy place, moving and being depressed and suicidal, and crossing Canada coast to coast, and that's what made me got out of the depression. When I crossed Canada coast to coast, I said, so many things to do, and to read children's books, to write children's books, to rock and roll, to visit cities, and to go across the collective North American civilizational complex, and to get it going with my fitness journey. So I started 6 years ago, and got that lost 77 pounds, and got that doing it today, and always joyous when I see people holding hands and hugging and working out, training and exercising. It brings me hope, you know. And what is money? Money is to buy, sell. Money can be put to good use, you know, is the use. Let me see, you know, is the use. I'm not totally perfect, far from it. I don't like to play the pretense, self-righteous card. So many things I don't know. COVID, I'm not sure what caused COVID. I had it. Turn my head left or right. Turn my head left and right when I cross the street, and seeing some young teenage love, holding hands always brings me joy, hope. Because what are we fighting for if somebody not making LOV today? For our youth, you know, first and foremost, we gotta get that Canadian Armed Forces. We gotta get that drill to get that you know, get that appreciation and get that drill to change some diapers and read some children's books. And I'm gonna get out of the way out of the kids here and make sure I cross properly so that the youth is crosses safe, because I wanted to get on that. Gotta stay on the right side, you know, just like driving. Well, I do gotta stay on the right side just like driving, but I don't mind making an effort, and for the youth and for the seniors, for all. I gotta turn my heads left and right here, cross the street, because even if there's a stop sign and if it's a one-way, you never know. For added prudence, security, the brakes can malfunction. They can press the brake and not function properly. You can press the accelerator and not press the accelerator by mistake. So things happen, and errors and things like that. So now I have myself. I'm no longer just a private citizen in my private underground room house and temple. I'm also a public citizen in the public. So I got added responsibilities, duties, and obligations which would have not applied if I would have stayed home in my underground dragon's lair, literally underground. But it's better than where I used to live. It's better than where I used to live. It is better than where I used to live, with lots of mold. And like I said, I remember moving, and recently in the past years, and beginning my fitness journey 6 years ago, getting out of being depressed and suicidal, which I conquered being depressed and suicidal. I conquered being depressed and suicidal. I conquered being depressed and suicidal. And I said so many things. You know, I'm a rock and roll. I do have aggression, but I work out, I do push-ups, I march to harm no other citizen. I play that defense, and my protocols are, of course, as an independent geopolitical analyst and theories, blah, blah, blah. I can philosophize 3,000 trillion words times 93, but divided by 333, whatever, times another 718, one times another 156. But sometimes it takes that doing, you know. It takes that action, that brains and that muscle with that philosophy, you know. So we gotta turn here, make sure that I cross safely, because the cars can come fast sometimes, you know, and you never know. What if this, what if that? So an added dimension of security for prudence as an individual citizen, you know, and it's got to be balanced. My liberty has got to be balanced with somebody else's liberty and security. My security and liberty. Do this to go to the mountain, to have the joy of doing this vlog, which is my work. I'm working with a laptop. I'm not the best quality, but sometimes it's content of a quality, and blah, blah, blah. If anybody want to finance, blah, blah, I'm open for business 24/7, and parallel YouTube channel right here, and friends with benefits only. All those allies and armies pledge your allegiance, legions all. Allies and armies pledge your allegiance, legions all. Allies and armies pledge your allegiance, legions. And turn my head left and right when I cross the street, and make sure that we cross prudently. It's always an effort, you know. I'm an independent geopolitical analyst and theorist and artist and athlete. Got a rock and roll today. Rock and roll march dedicated to the financially struggling, which, you know, in the past years, many have been hit hard with finances and debts and mortgages. So a lot of us now today are struggling, and record high use of food banks, in unprecedented, in at least, well, in the past 50 years. It's unprecedented situation, right? Considering that I'm a millennial. Millennials are those born between 1980 and 1996, or 1981, 1996, 15 years. Some say 1980, 1996, some say 1990. 82 to 96, some say 81 to 86, some say 80 to 80, whatever the case may be. So yours truly being on that margin, of course, is something which we have never experienced as a millennial, which I have experienced such a financially tough situation as it is now, of course, and it is a situation which we got to be aware of. Of course, myself included, got $10,500 in debt. I am $10,500 in debt. I am $10,500 in debt, but rent is paid for the month of March, electricity bills paid, rent's paid, got food and coffee. So that's the I got food, I got some coffee left. Don't know, because I'm running out of, I think I got 2 or 3 left. The filters. So I think I'm gonna go to chug some at the dollar store. I run out of them, whatever the case may be. And tomorrow, a 40-day period ends. Tomorrow, the last one beginning before 22-day if you're a Thelemite. You know, we got that 22-day high holiday season, so it's gonna be work, and meditations and feasts from the 20th of March till April, of course, 10th, March 20th to March 20th, and April 10th, April 10th, last day included for 22-day special. If you're a mystic, a spiritual, as I am a universal spiritual teaching student with questions and a lot of things I don't know. I do know that I love working out. I love rock and roll for the butchers, for the bakers, for the truckers. Always meditating what's happening now. Truckers going east, west, north, south, and the butchers, the bakers, and of course the truckers, and you know, firefighters. We love our firefighters. Got that rainbow love, but can mix a little black and white and gray with that rainbow, no problem. You know, sometimes we gotta just come in the center, and I'm a pro-labor and love universal revolutionary centrist, and I see some citizens coming with that jog, so I always like when people jog and work out. It's always turns me a little bit of for those hope, and that's what I love to do, to work out, to train, and to exercise, and that's just what yours truly loves to do, is to work out, to train, and to exercise, and get it for that drill 24/7 as I go to the mountain, and gotta get it for the X, and gotta record our own natures, you know, my nature, but there's so many other individuals here in Montreal, Hawk Island, HAWK. Hawk Island is 2.5 million people. 2.5 million people is like a small country, small island, and we gotta get that love, you know. It's always like when I work out, when I go to the mountain, you know, I feel good, and here the air is a little bit on that not so fresh, but we're gonna get to that fresh air. But we go from here, from the civilization, and we go all the way to the mountain, you know. So that's what I love to do, and I do it regularly, and I encourage you all to work out, train, exercise. But it is like a small city, you know, so you gotta always be aware of the situations, and be aware of, be mindful. Gotta be mindful myself that I'm an Aspie, so I might have gestures with the hand, or might repeat things twice, or might in conversation approach fellow citizens too closely, and not to be obsessed about my citizens, my topics of interest, but of course be able to, of course, circumvent, and be able, of course, to get that drill, and to get that drill for the XYZ, and to get that drill for the Y. And I love me that vase. It's just a beautiful vase. It's not red, but I love me some yellow a lot. So yellow got that yellow, and somebody wearing that red, and get it for that red, and red's my favorite color, and gotta get it all the way to the mountain now, so I gotta say my gratitude all the time, meditate on everything that's happening now with the nurses, our butchers, our bakers, always thinking about them, public workers, changing the aqueducts so that we have clean water, running water, electricians, plumbers, always carpenters. Gotta get that global dragon union, you know. We gotta get that global dragon union, and sometimes we gotta get on that breeze, you know. And hey, just ask, you know. Consent, hygiene, just ask. Consent, hygiene, just ask. Consent, hygiene, just ask, you know. That's how I rock and roll, you know, for the people, from the people, but sometimes it takes that action, you know, because so many things I don't know, and I'm a centrist. Hey, I'm a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist. I'm a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist. I am a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist, meaning that my centrism is tied in hand with my trinity of theories, being the CIT, citizen integration theory, the DRT, death refusion theory, and the democratic fusion theory. So that trinity of theories, of course, is to be implemented via love. LOV primal, you know, primordial. Love is also action. Love gotta get our healing, you know. Gotta get that redemption. Gotta get half-half, 50-50. Sometimes with certain politicians, I'm 50-50. With my anonymous sister friend, I'm always 50-50. Half with some politicians on the left, right, and center. Sometimes I'm 50-50. 70, 30, 90, 10, 100%, 100%, 100%, 10, 90, 25, 75, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 1 quarter, you know, 3 quarters, 2 quarters, 1 quarter, you know, 3 quarters, 1 quarter, 3 quarters, you know. Here at the corner of Van Dam and Notre Dame de Grasse. Gotta take a picture, post it on the social media. Link videos, man, you know, gotta get a picture of that SUN. And, oh yeah, sun shining. I'm grateful that, of course, it wasn't a preclusion for me to get some rain and on the body, but it seems like the sun's shining now. There we are. So, of course, the sun's shining and gotta get a little bit of, turn back, get a little bit of sunshine, get a little bit of tan. Thinking about the truckers now from Mexico, Canada, US, because I'm a North American, Canadian, Quebecer, North American, Canadian. I believe in reincarnation, so I was born many times across different continents, ancient Egypt, ancient Sumeria, ancient Rome, and of course all the way here. Was born twice in the USA post 1776. That way served twice in the United States Army. Both times served in, you know, the United States Army. Yeah. Anyways, I'm 1/7 of a comedian also, and I love the youth. For the youth, and like I said, you know, to my brother Citizen Bill Blair, Minister of National Defense, well, get that 21st century rainbow dragon style protocol. National defense commences in the daycares. Gotta go change some diapers, read some children's books. I got some ready to rock and roll print. Couldn't afford $500 to get the thing going because of fellow impediment, you know. I was literally aging, so I didn't have the $500 to pay the fee, and gotta get it for the Rainbow Dragon Publishing, open for business, blah blah, 24/7. Rock and roll for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and the grocery store clerks, and all involved in the distribution of food. And sometimes I just gotta be grateful that I survived COVID, and COVID was hardcore for yours truly, and I always got to give a shout out to this building. I like the building, I love it. Not just like it, I love it. And again, I forgot to check whether those pillars there are Corinthian, Ionic, or Doric, so whether they're Doric, Ionic, or Corinthian, but nonetheless, I love those pillars, whether they're Corinthian, Ionic, and Doric, and whatever the case may be. It's one of those, because you know I am an Aspie, and my obsessions are geopolitics, sports, fitness. Dancing is my favorite sport, fitness, and study of geopolitics parallel with the study of civilizations or civilizational studies. So I've studied civilization, so I know I can't seem to quite get it from too close from this angle here, if they're Ionic, Doric, or Corinthian. Those the Greco-Roman style. Ancient Greco-Roman style, man. So anyways, they're one of those. It can be three or kind of a combination sometimes. I pass here on Westmount, and gotta give a shout out that if I do know somebody who deserves to live in a house like this, it is my anonymous sister friend who deserves to live in a house like this. It's my anonymous sister friend deserves to live in houses just like this one. If I make $1 million, I'm gonna give her half 50-50. A trillion, I'm gonna give her half 50-50. $1 billion, she deserves to be 7 times God. Love for you, Swift. I'm a Swifty, I'm a Swifty, but my anonymous sister friend deserves to be 7. The number after 6, following 6, before 8 is 7, so anonymous sister deserves to be 7 times richer than old person. Yours truly right here. Gotta get it for that Mary. I gotta get a little bit of gotta get some picture posts for that social media, so and hopefully by the pictures of the pillars I will not forget to check whether they were Ionic, Corinthian, or Doric. So it could be either or those 3, those pillars there, and you know, From here, I cannot quite tell. I believe they're Doric, but I gotta revise because for years I've studied ancient civilizations and modern civilizational complexes, of which my theory, of course, is called the collective North American civilization, or the North American civilizational complex, or the complex of North American civilization, the North American civilizational complex, the North American civilizational complex, and of course, now we here in North America, we constitute a collective civilization or a complex civilization. Not a complex as in complicated, but complex as in a collection of several fused parts. A complex, you know, a geopolitical complex. And most of my theories and philosophies, you gotta say that they are applied, or they are for the collective North American civilization, for North America, or expanded could be NORAD, NATO, but fundamentally I am a North American, Canadian, Quebecer. Is pretty much all I know is this, the island here, and you know, I do like have many past lives, many previous incarnations, twice in the USA, post 1776, both times served in the USA when I was born there, but pretty much all I know fundamentally is the island of Montreal, as much as I have educated and read tens of thousands of books on philosophy, theory, and wrote tens of thousands of pages, and spent years with one foot in the streets, one foot in the library, spent years with one foot in the streets, one foot in the library, spent years with one foot in the streets and one foot in the libraries. Pretty much I know the island of Montreal. I know my own suffering and struggles, and my own struggle with being an Asperger's, you know, having employments and having lost employment and all that. As it is, of course, the 19th of March, 18th, and go where I like to go, and work out, train, exercise. But check my emails, no response for business, because I sent emails, you know, and I'm an independent artist. I would love to have gigs and have opportunities, especially in relation to my dream, the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, which of course manifests for a public-private partnership, because fundamentally when I say that, I'm laying the foundations, first and foremost, with trillions of kisses credited from the forgotten goddess of the first empire, the kingdom, the public-private partnership for North America, NORAD, NATO. Gotta throw that west side, NATO go, NORAD go, Canadian Armed Forces go, butchers, bakers, truckers, daycare workers, electricians, plumbers, warehouse workers, dock workers, you know, because it's not all about the money, eh? Sometimes it's not all about the money. It's not what is money anyways, but to buy, sell. And I have my DRT theory, which I believe first and foremost in, but when I say the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, and that I'm laying the foundations for the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom with kisses first and foremost by the trees, of course I mean that seriously, and without a doubt that all my allies and armies pledge your allegiance. Legions, thou art family. All my allies and armies are family. Pledge your allegiance, pledge your allegiance. All my allies and armies are family. And got those kisses by the kisses, and gotta turn my head left and right. Turn my head left and right. Gotta turn my head left and right, and make sure that I advance one step in front of the other. It's not all about the money, you know. Sometimes it's just what we do with the money, and the money serves purpose, has a purpose to buy, sell, you know. So I got kisses by the goddess, credited from the goddess. Some rock and roll with it, lots of rock and roll, especially for the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, and all those involved in the production and the distribution of food now across the North American civilizational complex. Because fundamentally, like I said, as much as I am a world citizen, yes, I'm universal, I am universal, but in terms of experience and knowledge and situational geographical complex, I am in Montreal, Hawk Island, HAWK, 2.5 million people in like a small country. Montreal is a small country, 2.5 million people. Montreal, it is a small country of 2.5 million people, and we got our own. Sometimes what we do with what we've done, of course, is what I call the Great Linguistic Compromise, or the North American Linguistic Compromise, or the Linguistic Compromise for North American Continuance of Social Harmony, right? So So we made the compromise of the French language, and we do it, and sometimes it's of course not without fault, and we still can't do it, and we gotta appreciate it, and we gotta work on it, you know. So making an effort, you know. Sometimes it's just making an effort. As now I see some of the snowflakes. You know, I thought I wasn't gonna see snowflakes, but yesterday I went to a show and there was some hail, so hail on that hail, rubbing up for that XYZ, and gotta get it on the drill and gotta get it on the go. And I don't mind a few snowflakes, it's just that I don't want to, of course, damage my work though, so I'm gonna have to incline it somehow so that it's proportional towards the sun more. But I do see a little bit of clouds, and I'm happy I got some sun nonetheless. Sun's still shining. The sun, my Pope the King, now rising, now sets. Philosophical concept that I say, which is true, but before I utter it, I'm gonna turn my head left and right. Because see here, there's only a stop that's north, 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 and that's south. Here there's only a stop coming north, south. There's no stop from those going in the direction east, west. Because now those are coming from the west. I'm going east. I'm going east. This car's coming from the east, going west. They have no stop there. There is no stop sign there. So it's not at the four corners. There's no stop sign east, west, north, south. So there's more risk, as if it would have been north, 4 stop signs at each intersection, a coin, at each corner, right? If it would have been stop sign at the north, stop sign at the east side, west side, north side, right? Because the 4 cardinal points, that's north, that is north, that is south. I'm going east, 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 and that is west, west, west in the back of me. I'm coming from the west, I'm going east, EST, right? And that's north, NORTH. That's the south, 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 south. So it's always something that you gotta be aware of, as you gotta get that command, and sometimes you gotta get in that nature, you know. Sometimes you gotta get to that primordial. You gotta get to that rawness. I raw YouTuber here, and I play Rainbow, but I keep it raw and edited, and you know, I take a little bit of that my channel is unique in that manner, and of course that as a YouTuber, and although don't get lots of views, I do think that you find there, if you listen, some gem of that rock and roll gem gold hidden in that dirt, you know. So tell the defense minister, God, Dragon Rainbow got some big hugs for my brother citizen Bill Blair, but gotta get that Canadian Armed Forces before they put on the uniform, and whatever the case may be, or that formalities and Queen, whatever have you, is not for the Queen, is not for the King. To put on a uniform is for the national defense, those 40 million plus. Starts with the children in the daycares that you're gonna put on a uniform for. So that's right, W Rainbow Dragon style, and you gotta get that drill. She's gotta get that command right here, and you gotta get that beautiful house for my anonymous sister friend. And let's go Taylor Swift. I got love for Taylor, I'm a Swiftie, but of course my anonymous sister friend deserves to be 7 times richer than Swift. And already the stock market is being closed for the 44 minutes plus, more than 44 minutes. The stock market got closed, and they bought, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Please, if you did make 1 million on the stock market today, give that 10%. 10% of a million is 100,000. 10% of a million is 100,000. 10% of a million is 100,000 divided by 4. You can give 25,000 for food security, 25,000 for women's sports leagues, 25,000 for environmental causes, and 25,000 for women's sports leagues, LGBTQ causes, and environmental causes. And gotta get it for that DRT, and hopefully I love the youth to get a kid. Gotta watch out for my youth. The youth are happy laughing, I'm happy laughing, and I like to see people joyous, like my fellow citizens there. I don't know the age, but like XYZ adults, young adults, having a laugh. I don't mind people. If I can bring people some joy and some laughter, it's good. And you know, I'm an Aspie, so I don't mind people laughing. I laugh at my Aspie, so I suffered due to having Asperger's, but you know, I understand I'm different, but I might make gestures with the mouth, like, or stuff like that. But it's Asperger's, you know, but it's not there's no medication for Asperger's. There's no medication for Asperger's. There's no medication for Asperger's, you know. It's a conditioning, it's a neurological difference, and has its positives. My obsessions have something positive for it, and due to the fact that Aspies, people with Asperger's, were less than 44%, less than half, 0.44, so less than half of a percent, less than 1%, not even 1 out of 300. So not even 1 out of 300 have Asperger's. So on 300, you might not even find one. Out of 300, you might not even find one who has Asperger's like I have. But before you understand it, and you get to manage the symptoms, which the symptoms are of Aspies is getting too close to people for comfort when you discuss with certain individuals, repeating things 2 times, 3 times the same thing. So repetition of sentences, of words, that's a symptom. Being obsessed about interests. My obsessions are geopolitics 24/7. Geopolitics 24/7, geopolitics 24/7, geopolitics. Sports, fitness. Dancing is my favorite sport. Fitness, that's my second obsession. Civilizational studies. And with that, some public hygiene, and dancing is my favorite sport, and the studies of civilization. So, and of course, sometimes I maybe walk a little bit, except when I'm focused on working out, I might have a little bit of a more comic, but I'm 1/7 of a comedian also. I'm 1/7 of a comedian. 1/7 of a comedian also. So we gotta get for that comedy, and so I'm going all the way now. I'm gonna see the city. So you can see all the city down there. Yeah. You see all the city. So that's what it is, Asperger's. So Asperger's is that condition, you know. So it started to snow now. I like that. That was nice. That was nice. That was nice. Now my anonymous sister could live in. This one also. No more flakes. Got a few flakes. I said I'm gonna speed it up to get to the mountain, to get below, to work out. So I won't have to run. Because running in boots is not the same. So anyways, that's what Asperger's is. You got Aspies and have obsessions, and one of the symptoms, we got struggle with employment. I've struggled myself. Making friends, keeping friends, because I made a lot, and I lost a lot of friends, you know, so lost friends, and friends with benefits only now. That is another nice house. I like the red, how it's set up. See? Got the red, how it's set up is really nice. So we gotta wait for that light. But nonetheless, I wish I could give a... Hey, salut! Ça va bien, vous?
Bien, marcher avec un laptop?
Ah oui, je m'en vais à la montagne faire l'entraînement physique.
Ok.
Ouais. Vous venez avec moi?
Non, non.
On fait un couple de pompe et de rock&roll. Oui, oui.
Tu FaceTime avec l'autre?
Ouais, non, je pense que je suis... J'ai celle-là, puis j'ai celle-là, puis...
Ok, fait que tu parles toi-même.
Non, j'enregistre de Rock&Roll, chanter de la chanson, puis vous pouvez me voir sur Facebook.
L'ordinateur, il t'enregistre quand tu marches?
Ouais.
Ah ouais?
Vous me voyez sur Facebook aussi, là, vous pouvez aller.
Ah ouais, c'est quoi
Je
ton
vous,
profil? On va checker.
je vous chante quelque chose vite.
Ah ouais, vas-y donc, ouais.
Adrien, là, québécois.
On va le filmer, ça te dérange plus.
Non.
Médias sociaux.
OK.
Ah, vas-y.
Vous allez me chanter pour un chant pour les Nicolais, là.
Ok, vas-y, mon
Quand ils vont graduer de Nicolet, votre dragon en arc-en-ciel va leur chanter pour qu'ils s'en viennent dans la ville de Montréal puis nous patrouillent ben comme faut. Avec le dragon en arc-en-ciel, là, Nicolet, quand ils vont graduer, ben, là j'ai pas de guitare, là, mais je peux entendre un peu. Ça, j'avais composé la rédemption criminelle. Vous voulez? Attends. Check ça, la rédemption criminelle.
Je suis pas prêt, je repars ça.
Ça, c'est avec Céline Dion, une composition. J'ai fait ma rédemption criminelle. Maintenant, je fais l'amour avec une policière. Puis là, Céline a dit, j'ai fait ma rédemption criminelle. Je fais l'amour avec un policier. Fait que ça, c'était un duo, là.
C'est écœurant ton affaire.
Hey, merci, chum.
Tu viens de Caraquette, dans ce coin-là?
De quel bout vous voulez, vous autres? Non, j'habite à Notre-Dame-de-Grâce. Vous voulez venir me cogner à la porte, là, un peu?
Des maritimes.
Non, j'ai l'Asperger's.
Ok. Hey, on va te laisser pour ouvrir, on a un call, mais on voulait juste être sûr que tu l'avais pas volé, cet ordi-là.
Non, non. Je vous donne mon adresse, j'ai pas de problème, mais venez pas, j'ai pas de café.
C'est quoi ton nom?
Le dragon arc-en-ciel.
Ça, c'est ton nom Facebook? Ok, on va aller checker ça tout à l'heure.
Ah ouais, le dragon arc-en-ciel, j'ai un projet de film cinéma, là, si vous voulez m'aider avec ça. Là. Ça s'appelle La Belle Province. J'ai bien des vidéos, vous pouvez voir, là, des centaines de vidéos de rock-and-roll, de danse.
On s'en va checker ça pour voir du repas, si on veut. Il va falloir y aller, on a un petit peu disparu.
Puis de la comédie. Ok, prenez soin de vous, les gars.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao. Anyways. That was a little bit of French. That was a little bit of French. That was a little bit of French. A little bit of French rock and roll. French rock and roll. Somebody gotta love that popo. Somebody gotta love that popo. We gotta do better. Racism, all the cases that may be, whatever it is, we can always do good. We can always do X, Y, Z. We can always do that LOV, so racism, for whatever the case may be, we can improve. Fellow senior citizens who give a little bit of salutations and getting for that LOV and they were nice. You know, the other thing that's happening now, you know, I believe my protocol is best. And of course, it is something that's on the drill and gotta get it to get that X, to get it that Y. And of course, we got a little bit of rock and roll and get it for the drill and get it for the X and get it for the Y. So rock and roll 24/7. That was a little bit of French rock and roll. French rock and roll. The lyrics, which of course I want to call Celine Dion. Now I'm going to the mountain for those, of course, who paid less, who made less, those financially struggling, and those who did that finances, and those who did that financial work, and all that work, all that drill. And it's important for them, you know, knows what they're going through, but it's over the Dragon Army. They want to drag an army, public-private partnership. Could do a little bit of comedy, and they said you're doing good because I'm singing good in that French rock and roll, and they love me some of that good rock and roll, and say they say canard, so there's a little bit of French, bit of that French, and French rock and roll like rock and roll, and in French when he said c'est canard qu'est-ce que tu fais, he said that's really nice what you're doing, so because I'm a great rock and roll artist. I mean, I'm a great singer, so I did compose a song for a rock and roll song for the for the boys in blue, boys and gals in blue, if you want. I did compose a song for the boys and girls in blue. We got racism, we got it. And I'm working on it the only way I know how, and kisses, and tickles, and hugs, and sometimes we just gotta come together, you know. Seems that they like the rock and roll. So they can, so gotta get it for that Canadian Armed Forces rock and roll, and for the public and the private. Gotta get both the public and the private. It's gotta work together. That specific song, which I, of course, caught the attention of it for the rock and roll is of course for them who sing a little bit. I sing that rock and roll good. That's no doubt about it. And I gotta go speed it up. Thank you. Blocking the way there, but so I'm gonna be patient. Because this is a pedestrian, so we got priority. Nonetheless, we gotta get for those all the way to the mountain. And gotta get it to go to the top, and gotta get it to sing on the block. Made a video. So this is not rock and roll, that's comedy. It's a bit of comedy. It's a bit of comedy also, it's a bit of that comedy, you know, it's a little bit humorous. My rock and roll is a bit comedy, you know, it's a bit on that comedic. And gotta sing, I sing that rock and roll good, that's for sure, you know. But the way I sing it in French is different than when I sing it in English. So I also wrote a song that's supposed to be supposed to be a duo with Celine Dion. It's called Criminal Redemption. So the lyrics kind of switch for the chorus. It's gotta go for that criminal redemption, rédemption criminelle. As I go here on the Ramsey Boulevard, gotta get it for that go. See right here. Get it for that go, and this is always an interaction. How we interact with each other, you know. It's sure to put on a uniform, you know, it's for defense, security service. Gotta get that national defense, as I said to my brother citizen Bill Blair, that it's of course it starts in the yes, you know, it's gotta get that storm. Gotta get that storm, you know, and gotta be careful, you know, accidents happen, you know. With all cars, you know, you might get hit by a car, you know, it could be not exclusive, you know. Mother Nature, you know, sometimes we gotta collaborate. You might have storms all of a sudden, and I don't know, even my fellow brothers in uniform, or whatever the case may be, rainbow or not, you know, maybe could happen to them, you know. So they also got to be careful on the road, because police cars, cop cars are not safe 100%, and their brakes might malfunction, or somebody's brakes might malfunction, and they could go on the hits, and the storm starts, and you get hit by a big truck. Accidents happen, you know. Accidents happen. You get public works, hit by one of those big trucks, big plowing, those who pick up the garbage, you know, those big trucks, the garbage collector machines. You gotta be careful with the cars when you're driving. I am now on the feet driving these boots, and the snow started like a snowstorm, but we're gonna be able to drive it all the way in. So here we're gonna be on that protect. But yeah, we gotta be careful, you know, so because you never know, brakes malfunction sometimes. Brakes malfunction sometimes, and the cars, of course, gotta get that drill. So as I go to the mountain now, I'm gonna discuss the DRT theory. So the DRT theory, the debt refusion theory, for the collection of the only solution where we are now financially is my DRT theory. So the debt refusion theory stands, of course, for the DRT stands for debt refusion theory. DRT stands for debt refusion theory. The debt refusion theory, and it is the only solution which, of course, now try to do in terms of where we are with the financial situation, in terms of the global, even North. I'm speaking from a North American perspective, but pretty global, myself included, as a citizen, having $10,500 in debt. I can say now, as I'm just waiting for the light to turn, so that there's no other solution. There we go. There's no other solution, brothers and sisters, but my DRT theory. Wow, it started snowing. It started snowing all of a sudden. Started snowing all of a sudden. So always get that snow, and gonna discuss the DRT theory, the DRT. So the DRT stands for the vision of the Ewing. For the Ewing. For the creation of the Ewing. So the Universal Exchange Unit is the only solution. The only solution. The only solution. The only solution now. So I'm going to show you how much we pay interest just to service the public debt. So keep in mind the DRT theory is the only solution and to what's happening now, financially, economically. And now I'm going to show you the motive. And this is, of course, the debt, the interest we pay on the debt. This is the interest we pay on the debt. This is the interest we pay on the debt. See? On the public debt. 2020, 2021, we paid 20.3 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. 46.5 billion. This year, 2023, 2024, we paid 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion now, just to service the debt. This is just debt servicing, paying the interest on the debt, paying the interest on the debt. Look at that, 46.5 billion this year, 2023, 2024. Last year, 3 years ago, 2020 to 2021, it was 20.3. So it's more than doubled, because 20.3 double would have been 40.6. It's now 46.5. 46.5. 46.5 is 46.5. There's no other solution but my DRT theory, which I'm not going to explain. So the DRT theory stands for debt refusion theory. The DRT stands for debt refusion theory. D.RT. The debt refusion theory, my theory, is the only solution. There's no other solution. So the DRT, take all public and private debt, all the public and the private debt, all the public and the private debt, you can refuse it, and of course create a new bank. So keep in mind that my DRT theory integrates monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory. So my theory includes monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what they did in the European Union. So the Germans got rid of the franc, the French got rid of the franc, the Germans got rid of the Deutschmark, the English, other countries, of course the Italians got rid of the lira, the Italians got rid of the lira, the Italians got rid of the lira, the French got rid of the franc, the Germans, they got rid of the Deutschmark. So what they did is they adopted another currency. So they created the euro. So they got rid of their own currencies, right? The Germans got rid of the Deutschmark, the Italians got rid of the lira, the French got rid of the franc. And what they did is exactly monetary integration theory. They created one new currency for several nation states, several countries put together. And so, putting them together, they created the new currency called the euro. So my DRT theory includes what's called monetary integration theory. So take all public and private debt. My debt, $10,000, $10,500. Yours, ours, whole Canadian dollar debt, United States debt, Mexican debt, Haitian gourd, converted due to the fact that the United States dollar is still the currency of choice for international finance, global trade, and world business. So the fact that the US dollar still is the top currency in the world for world business, global affairs, and international trade, the US still is. Convert the Canadian dollar debt, all the debt of Canada, to US dollars. Then all the debt of Mexico in pesos, the public and the private debt, converted to US dollar. Canadian Haitian gourd, all the public right, to US dollar. US will stay the same. Add it all up, all the public and the private debt, and that will be the initial money supply for a new currency. A new currency. The initial money supply will set an interest rate level of 10%. It can be maximum 10, no more than 10 on all thereafter. 10% maximum. It can be 333, 7.70, 9.3, 1.1, whatever the case may be. Below 10, not more, as a principle on all the debt thereafter. So all the debt, the public and the private debt, my 10,500 included, bundle all up. That will be the initial money supply of a new global central bank, which will issue the new currency based on the US dollar, called the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, preferably by biometrics, the hand, the voice, the unique biometric identifier. That's why I'm calling out my astrological brother Bill Gates, Bill Gates, all 3G, 5G, 4G, telecommunications firms, Microsoft, Facebook, Instagram, Bill Gates to build new servers to create the UE, both digital, biometrics, digital is the voice, the eye, and of course the voice, the eye, and the hand, a unique biometric identifier. So all of them put together, the debt will be the initial money supply, set an interest level of 10%, and of course put at 7.70, and of course 1.56 and 3.33. So you can do the 9.3 and whatever the case may be, and you could add it all up together, and of course do this conversion, and this is the solution, the DRT, debt refusion theory. The DRT, the debt refusion theory. The D dot R dot T dot, debt refusion theory. The D dot R dot T dot, the debt refusion theory. D dot R dot T dot, debt refusion theory. Take all public and private debt, refusing it, create what I call, of course, the universal exchange unit. Universal exchange unit, preferably by biometrics, the hand, the voice are unique biometric identifiers, and of course create that UE, universal exchange unit, based on the US dollars, based on the US dollars. So that would be the solution. That is the solution. There's no other way. Why we are now, you saw how much money we pay in just interest, double in 3 years, more than double would have been 20.3 times 2, that's 40.6, it's 46.5, and now it's 5:18 p.m. Look at that, that's just the debt, the servicing of the debt, just the interest we pay on the debt. This is collapse, this is catastrophe, this is financial Armageddon. For Canada, for North America is the same thing, mostly a lot of countries. So it could even be worldwide, expanded, NORAD, NATO, transatlantic, with the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, with the Bank of International Settlements. So all the debt, public and private, all the debt, public and private, all the debt, public and private, and of course create the universal exchange unit by biometrics, and take all the debt. That will be the initial money supply as I march now to the mountain to go work out there in the little house of the dragon, because it's snowing. So we're gonna get an hour of that workout. We have a little overtime every time. I guess this was a little warm up. I already put in more marching steps than the generals of NORAD, NATO. But nonetheless, take all the debt, public and private. That's the solution. See, my Asperger's, I say the curse of Asperger's, that study, learn. I come to this financial solution. Simple, effective. So once again, take all public and private debt, my personal debt, private and public, Canada coast to coast, refuse it, make it in US dollars, convert it to US dollars, then all them to put together, add it all up, all the public and private debt of the countries of North America, or what I call the North American civilizational complex, or the complex of North America, the North American civilizational complex of North America, and of course create the global central bank, North American Central Bank, preferably by biometrics, the hand, the voice, having unique biometric identifiers, and of course do that refusion. Hey, salut! All the public and the private debt, all the public and the private debt, all the public and the private debt. Thanks for waving. I'm gonna come work out here, exercise, and getting underneath the house. So take all the public and the private debt, refuse it, all that public and the private debt, finance the initial money supply, and then with this money, maximum interest 10%, freeze all prices, price of bacon, price of bread, price of eggs, standardize all the prices, and that will issue the new currency. So with that standardization of prices, we'll issue that new currency, will be a new standard for the currencies that we're gonna, of course, do and implement and have us do. So that will be it. That will be the initial money supply. So all the debt, public and the private, all the public and the private debt will issue a new currency. Somebody brought Right there should have been left inside, but anyways, that is the solution, my brothers and sisters. There's no other solution but my DRT theory. I can say 100% that the DRT theory is the only solution. So now I'm going to explain it once again. Again, here's the house of the dragon. We can set it up, paint it, building, and of course do a little bit of 3 rooms. All I need is sleeping quarters, a kitchen with a bathtub, sleeping quarters, and a bathroom, and sleeping quarters right here, and of course sleeping quarters, bathroom, and a kitchen, of course bathtub to take a bath, and be right here. Oh, House of the Dragon. So right here you could do it. And we could of course have a little bit of drill and get it for that rock and roll and support the DRT. The DRT for the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, is of course the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, the UE, to be implemented, to be created by the DRT theory. The implementation of the DRT theory, once again, take all the public and the private debt, refuse it. So all that number is going to be in the billions, trillions. All the public debt of Canada, Canadian countries, country of Canada, United States, Mexico, and put it all up in a bundle it up, and do of course the conversion, because the United States dollar still is the currency of choice. So do that conversion. The Canadian dollar debt, all the debt of Canada, and of course add it all up, and of course all the Canadian debt, the dollar debt of Canada, Mexico, Haiti, and convert it into US dollars, and that will be the initial money supply. All that money will be the initial money supply for a new central bank, global central bank, by the DRT for the creation of the UE. The DRT support the DRT for the creation of the UE. Standardize all prices of goods to fight inflation, so no more inflation. So all the DRT debt refusion theory, all the private and the public debt, all the private and the public debt, all the private and the public debt, refuse it. Create the Universal Exchange Unit, preferably by biometrics, and that will be the U.E. Universal Exchange Unit will be based on the US dollar, and all the money supply will be all the debt, the public and the private debt will set an interest rate level of 10% thereafter, and that's it. That's the rock and roll. The DRT debt refusion theory, which contains monetary integration theory, is the only solution for the financial situation we are now in. The public and the private is the only solution, financial solution, which there's no other, brothers and sisters. And I'm going to say my gratitude as I have this march now for getting for that rock and roll, raw, real, from the dragon's lair to the mountain. And here we're going to work out, train, exercise. Just going to switch a little bit to that French, as we liable, Prive, and encouraging you all to work out, train, exercise. Today we march, always for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, all involved in the production and the distribution of food. The truckers, the bakers, the nurses, the firefighters, the butchers, the bakers, and the firefighters, grocery store clerks, the nurses. Rock and roll for them 24/7 as I go, yours truly. Rock and roll for the bakers, for the butchers, for the nurses, for the doctors, for the grocery store clerks, for all those involved in the production and the distribution of food, for the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors and the grocery store clerks, for the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors. We love our firefighters. I love our firefighters, and the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors and the grocery store clerks. Gotta love them, LOVE, love by action. Always saluting our warehouse workers coast to coast, traveling all the way to Mexico. North Americans unite for that global Dragon Union, Dragon Army, public-private partnership, global Dragon Union, Dragon Army, yeah. CIT, Citizen Integration Theory, DRT, Debt Refusion Theory, and the DFT, Democratic Fusion Theory, by that 4th dimension, that LOVE. And we always got to be appreciating, grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee. And encouraging you all to work out, train, exercise. Working out, training, exercising has been, is, and will be my medicine and therapy of choice. I got to wash out a little bit of the laptop because I'm working with a laptop. Is my work tool. And the police officer thought that I stole it. But it's mine, behold it. The police officer thought that I stole it. But it's mine, behold it. It is mine, behold it. I pay my rent. My rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee. And the police officer thought that I might have stolen it. How do I look? Like, look up in the shirt. That's okay. Everybody gotta love. Nobody's perfect. Working on everything. Work in progress, myself included. Work in progress every day. We're working on everything. If I can fight racism, is first and foremost with KISS, kisses my black brothers and sisters. And yeah, we got it. We here, North Americans, we're diverse. We gotta coexist and make harmony and peace and break bread and advance together. Coast to coast. All North Americans unite, coast to coast. Get that NORAD NATO. And if I can do a little bit of justice, everything I put on the table is kisses, a little bit of tickles, rock and roll philosophy, CIT, my trinity of theories, CIT, citizen integration theory, DRT, debt refusion theory for the creation of the UE, the democratic fusion theory, to create the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions. Because, you know, if we have that DRT, we're going to be able to build more bridges, renew the infrastructure, all of that money, we're going to be able to go coast to coast and rebuild infrastructure, rebuild the roads, public works, get some painting on those benches here because a lot of them need a lot of color because there's a lot of gray here, so couldn't do a lot of things with that. Today, this march is dedicated first and foremost, but not only to those financially struggling, to those financially struggling, to those financially struggling, but always to my anonymous sister friend, greatest woman that I know, to the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, Canadian Armed Forces, salute firefighters, loving men, all those involved in the production, distribution of food, all those involved in the production and the distribution of food. We gotta get it for the good, and for the rock and roll, and for the butchers, and to do a little bit of love, to do a little bit of gratitude, grateful, thankful, my rent paid, electricity bills paid, gonna switch to that French, because we in La Belle Province, and we made that great compromise long ago. And let's go ready for that French. First and foremost, I'm gonna wrap it up with my gratitude, grateful, thankful, my rent paid, my rent for the month of March. Rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee. Saluting the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, rock and roll for the truckers 24/7. From the lair of the dragon, right here, made it already in 7.7 kilometers, about the roundabout. And we're gonna switch it to that French because we in La Date. La Belle Province in 3, and we rock and ready, bienvenue. Je suis déjà sur la montagne, votre dragon arc-en-ciel qui vous chante. Et j'ai composé comme j'ai composé des chansons depuis que je suis un matin, des poèmes, puis la poésie avec la gratitude. Aujourd'hui, je marche. Pour ceux qui sont en difficulté financière, moi-même incluant moi-même, mais j'ai la gratitude. 24 sur 24, j'ai payé mon loyer pour le mois de mars. On est le 18 mars. 18 mars. On est le 18 mars 2024. Et je vous chante, puis je vous danse. Pour votre dragon arc-en-ciel qui a l'Asperger's. Et j'ai payé mon loyer pour le mois de mars. J'ai payé ma facture d'électricité aussi. Et j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai payé mon loyer, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai payé mon loyer, puis j'ai de la nourriture, puis du café, la nourriture, puis du café chez nous, fic. On va faire une petite chanson. Ici, c'est la montagne de votre dragon arc-en-ciel. Bon, ici, l'entraînement physique, super important. Aujourd'hui, neige. De la neige, mais j'ai vu le soleil. Encore une fois, la gratitude. Depuis aujourd'hui, je marche pour sûr. Cet entraînement physique, cette marche a été dédiée à ceux qui sont en difficulté financière, qui ont fait moins que 44 000 l'année passée, en 2023, moins que 44 000 Canadiens, par exemple, Canadiens, moins que 44 000 dollars Canadiens l'année passée, en 2023, moi-même, incluant moi-même, j'ai fait un peu moins que ça, moi-même, mes chers, et donc, je vous encourage à faire de l'entraînement physique, puis l'entraînement physique a été seulement médecine et thérapie de choix. En vous encourageant à faire de l'entraînement physique, je vous envoie de l'amour, puis vous encourage à faire de l'entraînement physique, et je vous encourage, l'entraînement physique a été seulement médecine et thérapie de choix. Le 18 mars, gratitude, premièrement, avec des châteaux et des bisous et des câlins, on va. Pour les travailleurs publics, les infirmières, maintenant je vois les camionneurs, je salue. L'artiste Aspi, doubleur avec amnésie. Votre artiste, athlète qui a de l'amnésie. L'amnésie rétrograde, par exemple, le soleil, voilà donc. Il est en train de regarder, peut-être qu'il nous voit, je ne sais pas, peut-être. Ça serait peut-être un mystère, mais c'est mon pape qui se lève puis qui se couche à chaque instant que je suis sur la montagne. Un petit peu de comédie, votre artiste, athlète et philosophe indépendant un peu. Vous voulez savoir une blague? Vladimir Poutine a été élu par 87,6, à peu près 88%. Ben. C'est une blague celle-là, non? Bon, en tout cas, moi, si je commence avec la géopolitique, vous savez que c'est une de mes obsessions, parce que les Asperger's, les Aspis, on a ces obsessions. Puis une de mes obsessions, plusieurs de mes obsessions, ben, c'est la géopolitique. Puis il y a la géopolitique de l'analyse. Je suis un analyste et théoricien en géopolitique indépendant et philosophe, rock-and-roll philosophe. J'ai l'Asperger's avec amnésie, amnésie, Aspi avec amnésie. J'ai l'Asperger's, puis je vais répéter des choses, je vais avoir des gestes un peu bizarres, drôles, mais c'est l'Asperger's. Il n'y a pas de médicament, c'est juste gérer mes symptômes, de faire attention de ne pas que je me rapproche trop proche de mes citoyens quand je leur parle, puis ne pas leur parler trop de la géopolitique, parce que c'est mes obsessions, puis c'est pas tout le monde monde qui a ses obsessions, puis ses intérêts comme moi-même, puis les Aspergers comme moi qui ont l'Aspergers, c'est qu'on a des obsessions, des intérêts, qu'on est tellement obsédé par ces intérêts qu'on fait des analyses puis des études au quotidien, profondes, intenses. Et moi, c'est la géopolitique, hein? Une obsession d'intérêt obsessif, que je suis intense dans l'analyse, dans la théorie, puis dans l'analyse, on va de gauche à droite, puis de là, puis à Z, puis dans la géopolitique, puis on fait des théories, puis des principes, puis là, ça, des possibilités, puis X, Y, Z. La géopolitique. Le sport aussi, la danse est mon sport préféré. La danse est mon sport préféré, mais j'aime ça le hockey féminin aussi. Rock&Roll, votre dragon androgène. Oh, dragon arc-en-ciel. Votre dragon arc-en-ciel. Votre dragon arc-en-ciel. Qui a l'Asperger's, et puis bien sûr aussi que j'aime ça la comédie. Je suis un 7e comédie. De temps en temps, je ris de moi-même, ça ne vous dérange pas si je vous fais rire. Riez à fond que le ciel vous entende, puis qu'il y a de la neige qui tombe en arc-en-ciel, ça en fait plaisir. Si vous pouvez faire des choses comme ça pour que vous voyez, pour que la neige tourne en arc-en-ciel. Mais bon, la comédie, des fois, ça en prend moi aussi. Des fois, si je ris de moi-même, mais il y a des choses sérieuses quand je parle de la géopolitique, puis j'y crois vraiment à la trinité de théorie, puis je crois vraiment à l'implémentation de ma théorie de la refusion de la dette, que je vais expliquer tantôt, et je vais l'expliquer maintenant un petit peu. En bref, en résumé l'analyse, mais avant, je dis que cet entraînement, cette session d'entraînement physique qui va commencer bientôt dans à peu près 10 minutes, est dédiée bien sûr, premièrement à ceux qui sont en difficulté financière. Moi-même aussi en 10 000 500 de dette, mais je fonde le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse, qui est fondamentalement un appel pour un partenariat public-privé. L'appel pour un partenariat public-privé, PPP, pour la relance, la renaissance de la belle province, puis de l'Amérique du Nord, puis du Canada, la relance de la belle province, que je fais un appel pour la relance de Vivo, bien avec des châteaux, puis du Rock&Roll pour les travailleurs publics qui bâtissent d'autres aqueducs, des nouveaux pays, des égouts. Puis on les aime, les pompiers, les infirmières, qui sont sur la route, qui font dans les boulangeries, les boulangers dans les boulangeries, qui font du pain, du bon fromage, puis des Québec qui en construisent, qui en bâtissent d'autres centrales 7x7. Comme j'ai fait un blague avec l'autre jour, il m'a dit, ben là, on va pas en bâtir une par année, chaque année, mais il dit, ben, ça serait un gros rêve, pareil. Soutenez mon rêve, qui est un appel fondamentalement pour un partenariat public-privé pour la renaissance de la belle province et l'union de le collectif, qu'est-ce que j'appelle le collectif, de Civilisation nord-américain, puis la fondation de la création de 2 institutions de partenariat public-privé par l'implémentation de ma trinité de théorie, la théorie d'intégration citoyenne, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, et de la théorie d'intégration citoyenne, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, et la théorie de la fusion démocratique par la 4e dimension qui est l'amour, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, la théorie d'intégration citoyenne et la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Cette trinité théorique sont implémentée par la 4e dimension. C'est l'amour. Et maintenant, je vais vous montrer les dettes publiques où on a un appui, soutenez. Parce que je crois vraiment, je suis convaincu que la théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est la seule théorie qui peut nous sortir de qu'on est maintenant dans les finances, publiques, privées aussi. Donc, voilà, je vais vous montrer, je vais vous expliquer la TRD. Donc, ça, c'est la dette, l'intérêt, servir la dette, ça c'est l'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette publique. En 2020-2021, on payait 20,3 milliards, 1 milliard 109 0. 2020-2021, 20,3 milliards. 2020-2021, ça a 20,3 milliards. 2020-2021, ça c'est là 3 ans, on payait 20,3 milliards, 1 milliard 109 0. Et en 2023-2024, on payait 46,5 milliards. 46,5 milliards. C'est-à-dire, on va payer 46. Ça, c'est plus que le double. Ça, c'est les chiffres officiels de la Banque du Canada, ça. C'est les chiffres officiels sur la dette publique, combien qu'on paye en intérêt seulement sur la dette publique. Ça a plus que doublé en 3 ans. De 20,3 milliards, double, ça aurait été 20,3 fois 2, ça aurait été 40,6. C'est 46,5 milliards qu'on paye cette année qu'on va devoir payer sur l'intérêt de la dette de l'année fiscale 2023-2024. 46,5. 46,5, ça a plus que doublé. Mais il n'y a pas d'autre solution méchante que la théorie de la réfusion de la dette, que je vous en parlais maintenant. Donc, qu'est-ce que c'est la théorie de la dette? Puis ça, vous pouvez voir les chiffres sur la Banque officielle du Canada. C'est public. C'est des informations publiques. C'est pas des informations... Ça, c'était par CBC. Donc, c'est des informations publiques. Donc, faire une refusion de la dette, je vais vous expliquer la théorie, la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette. Et je dois dire l'introduction parce que, vous voyez, moi, j'ai eu la malédiction de l'Asperger's. L'Asperger's, ça fait que je suis obsédé par certains sujets. Et quand je suis obsédé par certains sujets, j'étudie, puis je suis intense. La géopolitique, les études en civilisation, c'est de mes obsessions. Puis dans les études de civilisation, puis la géopolitique, les finances publiques, ça en fait partie. Fait que là, j'étudie combien il y a en finances publiques de dettes, combien qu'on paye d'intérêts sur les dettes, puis bien sûr, combien ça fait pour pas qu'on fasse d'autres travaux publics. Les travaux publics, on a bien gravement besoin dans le 21e siècle à travers le collectif de situation nord-américain. Et donc, ça, c'est les obsessions. Ça fait aussi que je focusais avec des solutions. Comme pour ma solution, pour moi-même, en tant que oui, mes chers citoyens, j'ai l'agression moi aussi, mais je m'entraîne, je fais de l'exercice physique. J'ai l'agression, oui, mais je m'entraîne, je fais l'entraînement physique pour gérer, faire la gestion de mon agression, faire la gestion de mon agression. Je m'entraîne, je fais l'exercice physique, puis je sais que j'ai l'Asperger's, il faut que je fasse attention, il faut ne me pas rapprocher trop proche des gens, puis ne pas commencer à discuter de mes obsessions de la géopolitique, du sport, puis des études de civilisation. Ben, c'est ça. Ou de l'hygiène publique, parce que ça, c'est une autre obsession que j'ai, puis bien sûr, j'ai toujours mon désinfectant qui tue des microbes avec moi présent. Et je l'utilise souvent. Bon, à part ça, c'est sûr que c'est la seule théorie qui peut nous sortir de connaître dans les finances publiques. Donc, je vais vous l'expliquer brièvement et simplement. Donc, la TRD, ma théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est conçu peut-être dans la malédiction de l'Asperger's, prendre toute la dette publique-privée, faire une refusion et tenez compte que la théorie de la refusion de la dette, ça contient bien sûr la théorie d'intégration monétaire. C'est exactement qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe. Les Allemands ont enlevé le Deutschmark, ils ont laissé tomber le Deutschmark, les Italiens ont laissé tomber le lira, et les Français ont laissé tomber le franc. Bon, ils ont laissé tomber le franc, ils ont laissé tomber plusieurs pays dans l'Europe. Ils ont fait une amalgame, ils ont fait une intégration monétaire dans le monde des finances. La théorie d'intégration monétaire, c'est prendre plusieurs pays ensemble puis faire une union monétaire, faire l'adoption d'une seule monnaie commune, dans le fond, simplement. Et la théorie que moi je vous présente, votre arc-en-ciel philosophe artiste, avec Asperger, c'est la théorie de la refusion de la dette, TRD. Donc, prendre toute la dette publique-privée et tenez compte que ma théorie, ça inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire. Donc, la TRD, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, ça inclut dedans la théorie d'intégration monétaire. C'est exactement qu'est-ce qu'on fait en Europe. Donc, je vais vous l'expliquer. Prendre toute la dette, ma dette de 10 500 $, ma dette, votre dette, en ramasser ensemble, faire une addition. On fait une addition, tout ça ensemble, tout le chiffre, ma dette, votre dette, la dette du Canada, des États-Unis, du Mexique, et bien sûr d'Haïti, la Gourde, tout ça, faire un Haïti. Puis, bien sûr, vu que la dette, vu que l'argent des États-Unis, le dollar américain des États-Unis, le dollar états-unien, si on veut, le dollar américain, c'est encore la monnaie de choix pour les finances du monde, les échanges globaux, puis le commerce mondial. C'est encore la monnaie d'échange numéro 1 dans le monde, le dollar américain. Ça a changé un peu ces dernières années, puis il y a beaucoup d'autres monnaies qui se sont parallèles mises contre le dollar des États-Unis, mais c'est encore la monnaie d'échange de choix à travers le monde pour le commerce, les finances, puis bien sûr l'import puis l'export, puis les affaires du monde, puis le tourisme aussi, le dollar américain. Bon, c'est encore... Bon, et on va faire une conversion. Donc, toute la dette publique-privée du Canada, on va la ramasser ensemble. Ce chiffre-là, on va convertir aux dollars devise, la devise des États-Unis. Mexique, le peso, les dettes publiques privées du Mexique, le peso en conversion, Haïti aussi, tous les pays de l'Amérique du Nord, les îles, tout cet argent-là, ça a fondé initialement une nouvelle banque, une nouvelle institution monétaire. Et on va mettre un taux d'intérêt de 10%. Ça peut être 7,70, ça peut être 3,33, ça peut être 1,56, ça peut être bien sûr 4,18, ça peut être 7,18. Tout cet argent-là, on va faire un ramassage, on va ramasser ensemble, et ça va être tout l'argent qu'on va mettre dedans. On va mettre dedans tout l'argent initial qui va fonder cette nouvelle banque. Et ça va être égal au dollar américain. On va créer une nouvelle monnaie comme qu'ils ont fait avec l'euro. L'euro en Europe, on va appeler l'unité d'échange universelle. Mais ça va être égal au dollar des États-Unis. UI. Unité d'échange universelle. égal au dollar américain. On va faire une standardisation des prix, le prix du fromage, le prix du pain, du lait, du bacon, tous les biens. On va faire une standardisation. On peut se faire aussi transatlantique avec nos alliés de l'OTAN, bien sûr. L'OTAN, mais c'est nos alliés, puis bien sûr, c'est nos alliés. Je veux pas, l'OTAN, c'est nos alliés, puis, mais principalement, je suis québécois, canadien, nord-américain, puis je parle du point de vue du complexe de civilisation nord-américain. Je parle pour l'Amérique du Nord. Je parle pour l'Amérique du Nord, parce que je suis nord-américain, il y a tellement de choses que je ne sais pas. Premièrement, fondamentalement, mais c'est l'île de Montréal que je sais. Moi, je réveille, puis je déménage d'une place avec beaucoup de moisissures. C'est peut-être ça qui a causé mon amnésie, mais je m'en souviens pas. Je m'en souviens avoir déménagé, été en dépression suicidaire. Puis à 6 ans, je commençais à m'entraîner. Puis, faire l'exercice physique, faire l'entraînement physique. J'ai dit, waouh! Puis, je suis sorti de la dépression quand j'ai traversé le Canada de côte à côte. Cet événement-là, ben, ça en fait sortir de la dépression. Puis être suicidaire, puis j'aime ça devenir ma deuxième maison, ici chez nous, sur le Mont-Royal, puis Montréal, c'est mon île, c'est comme 2,5 millions de personnes, c'est comme une île métropole, la métropole, mais c'est quand même un petit pays quand même, fait que je sais pas, il y a tellement de choses que je sais pas, je m'en souviens, l'amnésie, c'est, je sais que j'ai l'Asperger, c'est clair, parce que je l'ai pas accepté pendant des années, mais dernièrement, je l'accepte, puis j'ai tous les symptômes de l'Asperger, là, mais je répète des choses, je suis obsédé par certains sujets, puis je peux m'approcher trop proche des gens, puis j'ai des gestes un peu avec la main, puis tout ça, puis ça fait des choses que j'ai un peu, que j'ai ces gestes-là. Anyways, prendre toute la dette publique-privée, c'est la TRD. Toute cette dette-là, publique-privée, ça a créé une nouvelle banque. Une nouvelle banque. Ça va faire une nouvelle banque, une nouvelle institution financière qui va donner, lui, une unité d'échange universelle de préférence par la main, les yeux, la voix. C'est des biométriques, c'est des forces biométriques. Ça, je fais appeler à mon frère Scorpion Bill Gates. Bill Gates, mon frère Scorpion Bill Gates. Et bien sûr, Mark Zuckerberg, qu'on fasse une entente avec les institutions publiques-privées, avec mon frère Scorpion des As, Bill Gates, puis Larry Fink de Blackstone, BlackRock et Blackstone, c'est deux, BlackRock et Blackstone, c'est deux institutions différentes, et des fois, on les, du monde qui les mélange, mais c'est pas la même institution. Blackstone, c'est pas la même chose que BlackRock. Mais BlackRock et Blackstone, c'est des institutions privées aussi, parce que ça prend un partenariat public-privé, parce que quand je dis quand je vous fais appel, que vous soutenez mon rêve de dragon arc-en-ciel, le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse, que je fonde avec 718 milliards de bisous, parce que des bisous, des châteaux, des câlins, puis du rock-roll, puis de la philosophie, j'en ai en plein, avec des marches, puis des pompes, puis l'entraînement physique avec ça, ben c'est ça que j'ai bien sûr. Des autres choses, j'en ai pas, mais c'est des choses que je sais pas. Je sais que je salue les pompiers, les camionneurs, les infirmières, les bouchers dans les boucheries, les charpentiers. Je leur chante du rock-and-roll, puis avec la poésie 24/24. Puis, j'ai la gratitude, j'ai payé mon loyer, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café puis du thé. J'ai du café puis du thé, j'ai payé mon loyer, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café puis du thé. J'ai du café, du thé, puis j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, puis j'ai de quoi manger. Fait que ça fait toujours une bonne affaire, puis je suis toujours ici pour m'entraîner, puis je vous présente la TRD, puis mes chers cousines, des fois on est une famille dysfonctionnelle. Comme j'ai vu tantôt les officiers, ça peut être m'ont demandé une petite question, puis that's all rock-and-roll. Je chantais ma chanson que je vais chanter pendant des années avec Céline, la rédemption criminelle, puis les gradués à Nicolas, puis je vais faire appel à toutes les institutions de services de sécurité pour l'armée du dragon, pour mon rêve du dragon, l'armée du dragon de le 21e siècle, de service puis de sécurité pour le 21e siècle, le compromis de la langue française, qu'on continue de le faire, qu'on fait un effort pour parler le français, puis moi je parle de la poésie, puis le rock'n'roll, puis de la comédie aussi, que je le fais, par la comédie, par le rock'n'roll, puis bien sûr par l'amour aussi, par l'amour du français, l'amour du français, bien sûr, puis l'amour du français, puis du Québec, des fois, c'est peu mes cousins, on n'est pas parfait. Oui, il y a du racisme. Moi aussi, j'y travaille. Si je peux travailler avec mes frères et sœurs noirs, ben, j'offre, qu'est-ce que je leur offre à tout le monde? Des câlins, des bisous, puis des chatouilles, puis on y travaille, constamment, on y travaille. On forme un collectif de civilisation nord-américain, Québec dans le Canada, puis dans l'Amérique du Nord, puis je suis universel aussi, mais qu'est-ce que je connais? C'est l'île de Montréal, le Québec, le Canada, puis l'Amérique du Nord. Puis là, 6 ans, plus que 6 ans, j'étais en dépression puis suicidaire. Qu'est-ce qui m'a fait sortir de la dépression puis du suicidaire? Quand j'ai traversé le Canada de côte à côte. J'ai tellement de choses pour voir, pour faire, pour écrire, pour lire des livres d'enfants, pour écrire des livres d'enfants, pour faire du rock-and-roll, pour faire de la comédie, pour faire ci, puis ça, voir des petites villes, voir les centrales d'Hydro-Québec. J'ai sorti de la dépression, j'ai commencé à m'entraîner, puis perdu 77 livres, je peux pas le dire, je répète comment c'est super important, puis je fais appel pour un partenariat public-privé dans le contexte de mon rêve de la déesse et du dragon qui danse pour financer les gens en fait de l'entraînement physique. C'est super important l'entraînement physique. Ça fait du bien pour le corps, pour l'esprit, pour la santé mentale. Des fois, juste aller prendre une marche, ici, l'air est frais, ici, je m'en viens, les autos, mais ça fait un peu, ouais, c'est l'air et pas, c'est, dans le bout de où j'ai commencé à filmer, ben, c'est sûr, c'est l'agglomération, puis on sent le gaz, puis tout ça. Ici, non, ici, l'air est frais. Ça prend les deux, la civilisation, puis la nature, ça prend la civilisation, puis la nature. Ça prend la civilisation puis la nature, ça prend la civilisation puis la nature, mais ça prend la civilisation puis la nature. Puis en étant ici, ben, c'est toujours maintenant. Je vis pour aujourd'hui, depuis que je suis mort de la COVID. COVID, je l'ai eu, ça fait, je célèbre 4 ans. 4 ans d'avoir survécu la COVID. Et puis, ouais, c'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. C'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. C'est comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. Pour moi, la COVID. Je me suis fait vacciner, puis là, depuis ce temps-là de la COVID, ben, je vis à tous les jours, comme au quotidien, à tous les jours, comme si ça serait mon dernier jour. Mais j'ai l'espoir pour demain aussi, j'ai l'espoir pour le futur, dans mon rêve, mes théories, au moins pour l'Amérique du Nord, parce que je l'avais prévu, qu'est-ce qui se passe. Maintenant, qu'est-ce qui se passe à travers le monde, je l'avais prévu. Je l'avais prévu. Qu'est-ce qui se passe dans le monde? Je l'ai prévu. Je l'ai prévu en 2019, en octobre, quand j'avais fait une analyse de la situation globale. J'ai sonné l'alarme et j'ai dit, bon, on se dirige vers une conflagration internationale, soit une troisième guerre mondiale. Je l'avais prévu. Ben, je l'avais prévu par des analyses, puis par plusieurs événements géopolitiques majeurs qui se sont développés, comme la guerre économique, financière, commerciale entre les États-Unis, puis la Chine qui a commencé en 2018 par l'implémentation des tarifs. Puis j'ai dit, whoop, ça a commencé à être dans le géopolitique. 40 ans de bonnes relations, puis d'ouverture avec la Chine, ça a commencé à finir. Puis, avec les autres événements qui ont eu lieu au Moyen-Orient, en Europe, puis là, regardez, ça fait 2 ans, mais avec la crise, il n'y a jamais eu une guerre depuis 70 ans, comme qu'il y a maintenant en Europe. Poutine, il vient de gagner, supposément, mais c'est quand même une blague, là. 87,7%, là. C'est proche de 88% de votes qui ont voté, 88%. Mais en théorie, je ne sais pas, si le vote il aurait été vrai, je ne sais pas combien que ça aurait fait. Là, Poutine, ça fait 25 ans qu'il est au pouvoir en Russie. Là. Ça fait 25 ans qu'il est au pouvoir. 25 ans qu'il est au pouvoir. Et d'ailleurs, au pouvoir, il y avait quoi, 47. Mais il faut tenir compte qu'il y avait déjà 44, 42, quand l'Union soviétique est tombée. Fait que, tu sais, quand il avait grandi toute sa vie avec l'Union soviétique, le système soviétique, c'est le changement, tout ça. Ben, c'est d'autres questions aussi que j'analyse en géopolitique. Puis, pour une psychologue, je vais commencer à aller dans une intensité d'analyse de Vladimir Poutine, parce que ça va être un peu du côté de point de vue nord-américain, parce que fondamentalement, je suis nord-américain, canadien, québécois, universel pour la paix mondiale, mais j'ai le dos de mes frères et sœurs ici à Montréal, puis Canada de côte à côte, puis à peu près that's all rock-and-roll. Mais je suis de la paix dans le monde, mais c'est quasiment que je vois le collectif de civilisation nord-américain, puis bien sûr, on a nos alliés de l'OTAN, puis la Suède est la 32e, puis on fait partie, Québécois, Québécoises, Canadiens, puis on voit tantôt mes frères et sœurs en uniforme. Des fois, on n'est pas parfait, c'est sûr qu'on a du travail à faire, tu sais. Moi-même incluant, j'étais un travail en progrès, tu sais, je suis pas parfait de loin de là, mais je suis quand même jeune vivre, puis amener de la joie aux gens, si je peux, d'une manière que ça soit, par le consentement puis l'hygiène, par le rock'n'roll, la danse, parce que je danse, puis bien sûr, par de la comédie, puis voir mes films réalisés, puis voir mes films, si quelqu'un peut aider avec ça, bien, ça va faire une bonne affaire, puis that's it, that's all, puis c'est là que j'arrête avec ça, puis on continue à faire des films ici, de la production de défense, puis la production artistique, puis par amour, parce que c'est vraiment, vous êtes ma famille, des fois on est dysfonctionnel, mais parce que Canadien, la famille du Canada, on est dysfonctionnel, mais c'est à peu près, vous êtes ma famille, fait que je fais du monde quand ils font de l'entraînement physique, fait que moi aussi je m'en viens en faire de l'entraînement physique ici. Et ça fait toujours du bien pour en faire ça. Ici on va s'étirer un peu, puis on va continuer à faire l'entraînement physique ici. On va se mettre juste là, mais il mouille encore un peu, fait que je voulais me diriger voir le centre-ville. Je sais pas si on va pouvoir y aller maintenant, parce que il mouille, mais bon, c'est quand même une chose qu'on fait, mais quand même en théorie, qu'on fasse ici, puis qu'on marche, qu'on fasse de l'entraînement physique. Bon, on va s'installer. We're gonna install here, and we're gonna go rock and roll. Let's go. For that workout, let's go on the drill. Right here with the backpack. Let's get ready to get that rock and roll, keep it in motion. Won't get out of that side. You gotta keep it in. We gotta keep it in motion. Let's go with the backpack, put it up and get that hydrate. Super important to stay hydrated. Let's go rock and that roll. You're gonna beat that bilingual, get it for that drill, get it for that style, get it for that bag, get it for that leg. Hey, get it for that. Oh, it's not gonna be good there because it's gonna snow on it. So ça va pas être bon ici parce qu'il va mouiller dessus. Fait que la meilleure que je dois le mettre, je vais le mettre ici à la place. So we're gonna put it here instead, you know. Let's go, get ready. Get that drill. And I'm gonna get that hydrate, super important to stay hydrated, qu'on reste hydraté, l'hydratation, et voilà. We gotta get it for that hydrate. On reste hydraté, puis on y va. We gotta get it for that hydration. On reste hydraté, on met l'hydratation. Et voilà, get ready. Get ready, we're gonna get that hydrate. Let's go. Keep it in motion and slide left, slide right, get ready to do push-ups. On glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. Et on tourne les hanches, oui. Move those hips left and right just like this. And we keep it in motion. Slide to the left, slide to the right. On glisse par la gauche et par la droite. And we're gonna go get those HYD. Let's go. On the toes, we rock and roll. It's better, I guess, if I put it the other way around. Let's see. Is it better like this? I think it's gonna be better like this then. C'est mieux comme ça, il faut mieux comme ça. Ah ouais. Oh yeah, it's better like this. Let's go. Slide left, slide right. Get ready for that crouch. Get ready for that crouch. Slide left. Oh, it's gonna be it for the snow. And get it for the snow. The snow's coming from there. So you're gonna have to move it again. Parce qu'il y a quand même de la neige qui vient, fait que we're gonna have to put it again over here maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I guess so. Gotta get it for the slide left and slide right. Oh yeah. Let's go. Give me that H. Give me some squats. Des accroupissements. On descend de en bas. We get it down. LOW. Let's go. Give me some squats. Give me some of those squats. Let's go des accroupissements. On descend de en bas. And we keep it in motion. And we slide left and right. And we keep it in motion. And on garde en mouvement. Keep it on that motion. On garde en mouvement. Hein? Let's go HAWK. On fait le rapace. On s'élance. Launch. On s'élance. On launch. Let's go SQATS. On fait les accroupissements. On descend de en bas. Let's go. Keep it low. Keep it in motion. On garde ça en mouvement. Hey, how about some of those push-ups? You know, push-ups are always on the menu. Les pompes sont toujours au menu. Les pompes, push-ups for those financially struggling. Financially struggling, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors. Firefighters love them, nurses love them, doctors love them. On les aime, les infirmières, pour ceux qui sont en difficulté financière. Les pompiers, amour. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta get that drill, man. That feel good. C'est bon. Let's go. Work out. Keep it in motion. Keep it in motion. Slide. Let's change again. Not satisfied with the position. Not satisfied. Not satisfied. Maybe better there. Let's see. Okay. All the way to here. Maybe left, right. Squeeze it to the left. On glisse. Puis on retourne. Puis on va par ici. Puis on va par là. Puis on glisse par la gauche. Puis par la droite. We slide left. And slide right. And we get it on the go. Gotta put it again. So you gotta get that hydrate. Get it up. Get it down. Not satisfied. Pas satisfait avec ça. Ici, peut-être. Ici. Yeah. I guess satisfaction. Keep it in motion. On garde en mouvement. You gotta keep it hydrated. Gotta keep it in motion. Let's go, give me some hawks, H-A-W-K. Gotta go launch that rocket all the way to Starship. How many satellites on those toes we go as a battery, not ballet. On s'élance comme à la danse du ballet. Pas le nettoyage, mais le ballet qu'on fait. On s'élance. Et on y va. On s'élance. En haut. En haut. On s'élance. Avec la tête de la gauche à droite sous les orteils. On vole. Et voilà. Gotta rock and roll. Gotta rock and roll. Gotta keep it in motion. On garde ça en mouvement. And it's always gonna get that drill now. On fait le drill maintenant. Puis on s'élance. Et on glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. We slide left. We slide right. We slide left. We slide right. On glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. On glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. On glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. On glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. On glisse de la gauche, de la droite. On glisse. We slide left and right and we advance. Let's go, give me some of those left and right. Jab, jab, jab. Dragon versus Fury. Gotta get it, stay up. Punch left, punch right. On donne un coup de la gauche puis de la droite. We get it for that launch left, launch right. Then keep those hands up. Punch right, punch left. Gotta slide left and right. Let's go. On fait une glissade. On se tourne les hanches de la gauche puis de la droite. We gotta slide. Left to right, slide. Left to right, de la gauche puis de la droite. Get those in up and let's go. Give me some squats. SQATS, des accroupissements. On descend les fesses. Build that booty and that peach. On descend les fesses. Puis de la gauche. Puis on s'entraîne. On y va. Get those up and up. Yeah, that feels good. That's how we're gonna go drill it. That's when we're gonna go get that booty and that fish workout. On fait l'entraînement physique. Oh, keep it in motion. Always feels good. It always starts now, my fitness journey. Thank you, farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, firefighters, and in some LOV to the firefighter. Those financially struggling people. On envoie un peu d'amour à nos pompiers, les infirmières, les charpentiers, les charcutiers, les bouchers dans les boucheries. Et tous ceux qui font de la production alimentaire. Avec de l'amour un peu sans tambour, let's go. Give me some of those zigzag, zigzag helicopter chopper. Let's go, chop it up. Comme un hélicoptère dans les airs, bouge les mains. Gotta get those hands. Let's go, twist those hips. On tourne les hanches. Twist those hips. Get ready, we're gonna drop down, drop up, go up, H-A-W-K. Hawk, turn your hawk heads east, west, north, south. We're gonna fly all the way to the satellites. On y va, on tourne la tête de la gauche puis la droite, on vole dans les airs comme des satellites sur les orteils. On s'élance. Hey, that feels good. Gotta keep it in motion. Fitness journey starts today. Mon conditionnement commence dès aujourd'hui. Eh oui. Let's go for that. XYZ. Then we're gonna go for that drill. We're gonna go for those push-ups. On est prêt pour faire des pompes, puis de l'entraînement physique. Get ready for push-ups. We're gonna go do some push-ups for the farmers, for the butchers, for the nurses. On va faire des pompes pour les infirmières, les bouchers dans les boucheries, pour tous ceux qui font de la production alimentaire. Let's go! Push-ups for the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors and those firefighters. Des pompes pour les infirmières, les bouchers, les boulangers dans les boucheries. On y va! On fait des pompes, push-ups, pompes, push-ups. Oh yeah, that's that pump it up. Turn your hips left and right just like this. On tourne des hanches de la gauche, puis de la droite juste comme ça. Let's go. Hey, we gonna rock and roll. On the road, here we go. We're gonna get that feel good. Feels good, that's blessed. Ça fait du bien. Feels good. Feels good. Always gonna rock and roll 24/7. Overtime, every time. You already know the drill. Dragon Zero, Rainbow Dragon. Vous savez la devise. En temps supplémentaire, à chaque fois avec votre dragon arc-en-ciel, l'entraînement physique. Already on that march, we're gonna go until sunset. Jusqu'au coucher du soleil, when we can't see. Let's go, kick. Kick those knees up to the waist for no food waste. On lance les genoux aux hanches. Let's go. Kick for 44 seconds, 44 secondes. Kick up. Let's go, bakers, butchers, nurses. I see those in the fast food flipping burgers. Je vois sur les infirmières, les camionneurs qui transportent dans les boucheries, les caissiers, les caissières. Across North America. Train conductors. See those train conductors coast to coast. See those bus drivers on the road. Je vois les dans des bus publics sur la route. I see them with those 3Gs, 4Gs, 5Gs. So only 3G, 4G, 5G. Gotta get that. How you get 9 to 5? Get it overtime. 9 à 5, 50 ans supplémentaires. What the heck? Gotta get it up. It's raw workout. Workout overtime, every time, invest in the body. Body's the temple for pleasure and purpose. My fitness journey starts today as yours can. That's what I always say, although started years ago. I always say my fitness journey starts today now. Même si j'ai commencé il y a des années, mais je dis toujours moi, mon conditionnement physique, ça commence dès aujourd'hui. How about some squats? Get that booty, get that peach, wanna kiss, rainbow dragons, booty for world peace. Qui veut donner des bisous sur mes fesses de dragon arc-en-ciel pour la paix mondiale. On descend bien, on monte, des accroupissements. I know en bas. Go LOW. Oh yeah, that feels good. That's a workout. That's a workout. That's a workout. That's a workout. Ça, c'est l'entraînement physique. Ah, ça fait du bien. Hey, let's go. H-A-W-K, on se lance. On se lance, let's go. H-A-W-K. We launch, on se lance. We gotta get that launch, H-A-W-K all the way. Hack, on se lance dans l'espace. To the H-A-W-K satellites, that's okay, on lance. Dans l'espace. Oui, sur les orteils comme la danse, pas le ballet, le nettoyage du ballet, mais le ballet comme la danse, le style de danse, le ballet. Pas le ballet du nettoyage, celui-là est bon aussi, mais maintenant c'est lancé sur les orteils. Let's go, like a ballerina at ballet, up. Ah. Oh yeah, that feels good. Oh yeah. I feel I gotta get that hydrate, you know. Now I gotta go on the road, so this is 710 milliliters, c'est 706 millilitres d'eau filtrée, merci à ma soeur anonyme. Can't get my anonymous system, but gotta keep it in motion, keep it on the rotation, but of course, gotta hydrate, H-Y-D-R-A-T, super important to hydrate, and stay hydrated, super important. L'hydratation, de boire de l'eau, puis de rester hydraté. On boit de l'eau, hydrate, l'hydratation. Gotta get that hydrate, on s'hydrate. And let's go, get it for that, drop it, rock and roll. Drop it on the roll. On y va, oui, let's go, on y va. Give it for that squat. Les accroupissements. On descend, let's go. Give it for that squat, up and down we go. Les accroupissements, on descend, puis on les fesses. Let's go, rock and that roll. Ah, that feels good. Ça fait du bien. Fait du bien. Feels good. Ça fait du bien. Oh, we gotta get it. Let's go. How we gonna go? You know, we gotta do some of those push-ups. C'est vrai qu'il faut qu'on fasse plus de pompes. Push-ups. Rainbow Dragon push-ups for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. For the firefighters and the butchers and the lovers and the youth of my anonymous sister friend. Et pour ma soeur anonyme, on y va, on fait des pompes pour les camionneurs, les infirmières, les travailleurs, les bouchers, les boucheries, dans les bouchers, les boucheries. Et les travailleurs publics qui cherchent les accès et les égouts. Let's go, bro. Pop, pop. Ah. Let's go. Up and down we go, get that booty and that beach. For those squats, you know we leech. For those squats, you know we breach. On y va, on descend les fesses, puis on monte en haut, puis regarde. We go up and down, we go up and down, and we train it. Oh, those squats, squats, squats. Oh, that feels good. Ça fait du bien. Ah, feels good. Gotta get down those squats. Ah, les accroupissements. Ça fait du bien, it feels good. Get it for those squats, you know, it's always a feel good. Always feel good with those squats, push-ups, simple exercise, general individual body training system. Created it back in 2019, j'ai créé l'entraînement en 2019. Simple, efficace, l'entraînement du dragon, puis let's go. Hawks. H-A-W-K, on the toes we go, launch that rocket all the way to the satellites. On lance la fusée, on s'étire sur les orteils, puis on s'élance comme un épervier, comme un rapace, comme un aigle, like a hawk, H-A-W-K, turn your hawk heads east, west, north, south, that's that workout. Oh yeah, spread those wings, and we keep it in motion, on garde en mouvement. Oh yeah. Getting a little bit on the chilly side, but that's okay, I got the hat. Auctioning everything that I'm wearing. I'm gonna give half to my anonymous sisters, about two. I mean, don't know what's anonyme. It is that workout, man. C'est l'entraînement physique. Super important. To work out, to train, to exercise. Cannot stress enough the importance of regular fitness. L'entraînement physique. Je répète, je dis, je répète, je fais la répétition. On répète la répétition. On y va. Let's go. Kick those knees up to the waist for no food waste. On y va, lance. On lance les genoux jusqu'aux hanches. Warring on the gaspillage alimentaire. Against food waste. Up. Bring those knees up to the waist for no food waste. Bring those knees up to the waist for no food waste. Bring those knees up to the waist for no food waste. Ah, that feels good. Let's see what time it is. Still snowing. 6:14. So sunset is at 7:07. Sunset is at 7:07 today, because we changed the times, right? Coucher de soleil est à 7h07, parce qu'on a fait le changement de l'heure, puis c'est bien sûr que ça a changé avec le changement de l'heure. Aujourd'hui, on a neige, it's snowing, and it seems like there's always a little bit of snow now. The snow was gone, but now it's a little bit back. I see on the trees from today's snow. Mais je vois, parce qu'il n'y avait plus de neige, mais là maintenant avec cette neige-là, je vois que là la neige est de retour avec sur les arbres. Let's go, bring me those SQATS. Gotta bring it low, LOW. Get those squats. Les accroupissements, super important. Super important, get those squats. Those squats, En face. Get those squats. Gotta get it up and down. Faut qu'on descend, puis on monte. That's how we gotta do it. Gotta go up. We gotta go down. Faut qu'on avance, puis on monte. That's how we do it. That's how we rock and roll. Let's go. Give me some more HAWKs. Hawk. H-A-W-K, hawk. On the toes, we go up. On s'élance. Launch, rocket up. S'élance. Launch, rocket up. On lance la fusée en haut jusqu'au satellite. All the way to the satellites. Let's go. Launch that rocket up, up, up. Oh, yeah. Keep in mind that from here to my place, still got about 7 kilometers, or 8 kilometers the route that I'm gonna take, and an hour and a half. Tenez en compte que tu seras chez nous pour me rendre chez nous encore, mais ça va être encore 1 heure et demie de marche. Keep in mind, from here to my place, when I finish this, it's still an hour and a half marching. Tu seras chez nous, mais c'est encore 1 heure et demie de marche. Let's go do a little bit of boxing. Hands up, chin down. Les mains en haut, le menton en bas. Dragon versus Fury, Dragon versus Trump. Chin down, hands up. That's the principle. Le menton en bas. Les mains en haut. Launch a little bit left and right. Let's go. Keep it on the move. Got a box, box, box. Hands up, chin down. A little bit crouch. Left, 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 right. Gauche à droite, gauche à droite. On se penche un peu. Le menton en bas, les mains en haut. Ça, c'est le principe de la boxe. On y va. On recule puis on avance. Et on glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. We slide left or right. On that slide, hands up, chin down. On glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. On glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. We slide left or right. On glisse. We slide left or right. There we go, there we go. We slide left or right. We punch. On donne des coups de la gauche, la gauche puis de la droite. We go up and down and we go to the right and to the left, and to the left and to the right. And we go to the right and to the left, and to the right, and we slide left, and we slide right. Et on glisse de la gauche, et on glisse de la droite. Et on glisse de la gauche puis de la droite. On va les mains en haut. Keep those hands up, chin down, hands up, chin down. Slide, protect, protect, slide. Give it in, and twist those hips. Let's go, twist those hips. In a circle, dans un cercle. On ouvre les hanches. Et voilà, les hanches. Twist those hips, on tourne. Les hanches. Les hanches, on les tourne, les hanches, on les tourne. De la gauche, puis de la droite, de la gauche, puis de la droite. Oui, twist those hips. Left and right, de la gauche, puis de la droite. On y va. On lance, on s'élance, les mains dans les airs, puis on tourne la tête. De la gauche, puis de la droite. Launch that rocket all the way to the sky, satellites de la gauche. Ou satellite jusqu'en haut, on s'élance. Sur les pieds, sur les jambes. Et on lance, launch, lance, launch, launch, lance. Et on y va. On lance, we launch, all the way to the top. We launch, on lance, we launch. That feel good, ça fait du bien. You know, here we got nature and civilization together fused in harmony, equilibrium, and, you know, balance. Ici, on est en harmonie entre la nature, en balance, en harmonie et en équilibre. La nature de la civilisation ici est en harmonie, en équilibre et en balance. Et il faut qu'on s'hydrate. You gotta hydrate, super important too. Hydrate. Hydratation. Hydrate. Let's go, get ready for those squats. SQATS, we bring down and up. On descend puis on monte. On descend puis on monte. Bring it up and down. Squats. Squats. Bring that body on that pitch. Des accroupissements, on descend puis on monte. Ah, feels so good. Je me sens bien, écœurant. Feels super good. Super, super good. Ça sent. Bon, ça fait du bien. Ah oui. On rajoute. Get ready more. Ah yeah. That's good squats. Ça, c'est des bons accroupissements. Gotta get it. On fait des bons accroupissements. We get those good squats. On fait les bons accroupissements. We get for those good squats. We good from those good squats. Get it for those squats. Get it for that workout. Get it for those push-ups. Get that workout for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, farmers, pour les camionneurs, les boulangers dans les boulangeries, for the bakers and the butchers, les bouchers dans les boucheries, les charpentiers dans les charcuteries, les charpentiers, les boulangers qui font le pain, les sauvages, les tomates et les patates. Gotta get that gratitude. Ah, feels good. I feel good now. I always say my fitness journey begins now. Today. C'est toujours bien. Mon conditionnement commence aujourd'hui. Squats, accroupissements, squats, des accroupissements. For the butchers, firefighters, bakers, nurses, doctors, daycare workers. Those financially struggling, pour ceux qui sont en crise financière, en situation financière précaire, et pour tous ceux qui font de la production alimentaire. Les charcutiers, les boulangers dans les boulangeries, les infirmières, les travailleurs de service public, les pompeurs, les pompiers qui pompent. Oh yeah, that feels so good. So I'm gonna earn my dinner working out. Oh, mon dîner en train de faire l'entraînement physique. I got my disinfectant. So I'm good. Mon désinfectant. The livre de la loi. Book of the law, book of the law, book of the law. Sacred book. Livre sacré pour moi-même. That's it, that's all. Let's go, give me some of those push-ups, des pompes. On y va, push it up. For the firefighters, butchers, bakers, that's what's up. Nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, people's athlete and artist, ask me with amnesia double A, ask me with amnesia parallel 2. Need an artist and an athlete, ask me artiste, parallèle, ask me avec amnésie, parallèle à double A, ask me avec amnésie, artiste, athlète, philosophe. Fais des pompes pour les infirmières, les pompiers, les boulangers, les camionneurs. Ah, avec la comédie. Oh yeah. Fais those hips. Ça fait du bien, ça. Faut que je m'hydrate. I gotta get that hydrate now. Gotta get that hydrate, man. Yeah. Get ready for more hawks and slide left to right and twist those hips. Et on tourne les hanches de la gauche à droite. On s'étire un peu. We slide a little bit. Get that slide. Turn it up and slide. Turn it up and slide. 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 Feels good. Feels so good. Get ready. You know we gotta do some more hawks. On fait plus de épervions lance HAWK. Hawk HAWK. Launch that rocket all the way to the sky satellites. On lance la fusée jusqu'au satellite sur les orteils. On fait de l'entraînement physique. Le dragon arc-en-ciel style temps supplémentaire entre les fois chaque fois. Overtime, every time. Launch it up. Launch. Hey, go, let's go. L'entraînement physique, ça fait du bien, ça. Working out, training, and exercising does not feel good. Let's go. HAWK, hawks. On the toes we go fly high. Oh yeah, let's go. Give me hawks, HAWK on the toes. Launch. On lance, on tourne la tête de la gauche puis de la droite. Et voilà, on s'élance. On y va. Vers l'espace, dans l'espace, comme des éclairs puis des tonnerres. Let's go. Drop it low. L-O-W. L-O-W. Drop it low. Bring it low. Get that booty in that beach. Get that booty in that beach. On y va. On danse. Rocket launch. Rocket. La fusée, on lance et puis on entraîne les fesses. Ah. Oh yeah. Gotta get some of that more hydrate. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Hut, hut. Defense, offense. On y va aussi droite. La défense, c'est bon pour le corps quand on s'entraîne. Là. L'hydratation. Ça fait du bien. It feels good. Get it for that hydration. Now. Maintenant. And more push-ups because we can for the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors and the truckers and those financially struggling. Et des pompes parce qu'on peut puis on le veut. Pour les infirmières et les docteurs en crise financière qui sont en financière précaire. En situation financière précaire. Et des pompes, on y va, bouge, on bouge, on bouge. On bouge. Yeah, HWK, on se lance de l'espace. On lance that HWK Hawk. On lance l'épervier. Eh oui, launch your Hawkheads east, west, north, south. On lance. Ah, ça fait du bien ça. Oh yeah. Feel good, man. Hell yeah. Job, man. Somebody else jogging, I see. Salute, salute. The jogger I just saw now. Quelqu'un qui vient de faire du jogging, man. Vous êtes parmi les peu. You're among the few. On this snowy, cold day. Winter's back. Y'all decided to come to the mountain. You're among the few. Congratulate you. Vous êtes parmi les peu. Je vous salue. Et je fais de l'entraînement physique. En supplémentaire tous les fois, ça fait du bien. C'est ma médecine et thérapie de choix. It is my medicine and therapy of choice. Those are these squats. Holy squats. Des accroupissements bien sacrés. On y va, on descend les fesses, puis on danse, puis on mange. Viens asseoir. Un beau dîner. We're gonna go do some more squats. SQATS, drop it down, drop it low. As we go on these overtime, every time. Ah, feels good. Push those hips left and right. On tourne. Les hanches de la gauche à droite. Now we get ready for that HAWK. Hawk up in the air, rainbow dragon, overtime, every time. Ah, that feels good. Get ready to slide left or right. SLIYD. Super important to get that hydrated, drink some water. C'est important de rester hydraté, de boire de l'eau. On boit de l'eau. And we slide left, and slide down right. this. Oh yeah, that feels good. Super important, get that hydrate. Get that good water. Get ready to do some squats, SQATs. Bring it in, low W. Oh yeah, that feels good. I got a little bit of water left and I need to go get some more. Otherwise we get dehydrated. If we get dehydrated, start eating some snow. Super important de rester hydraté pendant qu'on fait l'entraînement physique, puis sinon on va manger de la neige. Ah, feels good. Still snowing. Oh, yeah. Gotta go get that hydrate. See what time is it on the clock? 6:46 à 40. So 7:07. Donc je suis 7:07. So you got like a quarter like a football. Play that defense. Hut, hut, hut. Yeah. Let's get ready. I'm gonna go play that D. Hut, hut, hut. So I'm gonna smoke some of that good. So I like the smell of it, but somebody, fellow citizens are allowed. It's legal, but gonna get it to get that. I don't want to work out when I smell it, but they're allowed there. It's their pleasure. Somebody came there, you know, so it's all good. No harm, no ill will. It's just that I didn't want to be smelling. We want to be working out. Je voulais pas inhaler la senteur du cannabis, mais ça me fait plaisir de leur laisser le terrain. Là. Il neige trop pour continuer à filmer. It's too much snow to continue to film too much, so I'm just gonna drill it up. So you know the drill from here to my place. Well, I still gotta get that rock and roll about an hour and a half, so this one's gonna be over with this because we already got that snow, already got that film. So I just wanted to finish it there, but somebody else came there and two fellow citizens smoking on some good legal. Probably most likely, well, you can still buy illegal, but about Ford we have great legal weed. On a quand même du bon pour légal. Il y a quelqu'un qui est venu quand même aussi, ça me dérange pas, mais je suis pas frustré pendant tout, mais ils ont le droit, puis je préfère qu'ils viennent fumer ici puis qu'ils s'amusent. I prefer that they come smoking here and get that pleasure, but of course I just inhale it and I like it when I'm marching, but not when I work out, but I do like the smell. I do have cannabis, 6 joints. J'ai quand même 6 joints chez nous de cannabis, mais légal, mais I don't smoke, you know. I don't smoke. So another citizen made it. Un autre citoyen qui est venu. Congratulations, you're among the few who made it today on this crazy weather to the mountain. We come 24/7, on vient 24 sur 24, you know. So we come 24/7 on the mountain and rain, snow, sleet, de la neige, de la pluie, de la grêle. Puis bien sûr qu'on vient 24 sur 24. Puis that's about it, that's about all. So that's how we rock and roll, you know. So somebody else get that jog. Fellow citizens jogging there, see? Les citoyens qui font jogging et la bicyclette. And that bike. See that bikers joggers, you're among the few. Congratulations, man. Vous êtes parmi les peu qui sont venus puis, à la montagne. And, get that drill, super important. Faire l'entraînement physique. So, you're among the few. You came to the mountain today. Si vous êtes venu dans la montagne aujourd'hui, vous êtes parmi les peu. Félicitations. Vous êtes parmi les peu qui sont venus faire l'entraînement dans ces conditions météorologiques. You're among the few who came to the mountain on these meteorological conditions. Gotta salute those few. The few, the few. Les peu, parmi les peu qui ont fait de l'effort, là, comme ceux. Citoyen de faire de l'entraînement physique. Who made an effort? Yeah. Who made an effort to come on this weather like this. I appreciate that, and I love it, I love it, I love it. Fellow joggers there, so always happy to see and watch for the poop, poop, poop. We got that poop. That's that horse poop, so that means that the SPVM got mounted on those horses today. Service, la police. Yes, sir. Anyways, somebody else made it. Somebody else. Oh, Félicitations, congratulations. Among the few. Among the few, see, jogging. Parmi les peu, félicitations. Vous faites bien. I don't want to ruin my laptop, so je veux pas faire mon